What I'm going to show you in this video is sick. And it's not sick because of the performances at the drag queen Christmas tour that's going around the country. No, the sick part are the parents who take their children to this quote unquote family friendly event. Welcome back to the Biblical Conservative channel, where we come against the anti-God, anti-human, anti-biblical, anti-American spirit that is looking to prevail in this land. Please be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. So recently I came across a disturbing video about this drag queen Christmas tour. So during this tour, you have all these drag queens parading on the stage across the country, performing acts or attempting to simulate acts on stage. And the disturbing part about it are the parents who are taking their children to watch these shows. So this is Jimbo the Clown. I guess he's a part of RuPaul's drag show or what have you. And so he's pretending to he's pulling out something out of his, crotch area, eats it, and then feeds it to his backup dancers and throws it to the crowd. Just disgusting. It's sick. This is sick stuff. This is sick stuff that actually parents are sending their children to watch. But like I said, the sickening part about it is the fact that parents are allowing their children to watch this. And when you listen to the reaction of the parents, as a parent, I'm appalled, because our job as parents is to protect our children. Our job as parents is to show them the correct way to live in this world. And as a Christian, as a believer, my job is to protect my children, to train them up with a biblical worldview so they know right from wrong, so they know the biblical way to behave, so that we can give God another generation, so that we can continue to raise up good citizens in this land. But when you're sending these children to a drag queen Christmas performance and you're normalizing this behavior, do you know what this produces in the long run? This is not making them tolerable or tolerant to alternative lifestyles. No, this is normalizing debauchery. You're normalizing people dressing up as women and performing on stage. You're normalizing this stuff, and your children are going to see it as normal. And I'm sorry, I don't care who this offends. This is not normal. This is not normal. These type of things used to be relegated to vaudeville and those kind of performances, but now it's out in the mainstream and it's getting even more mainstream. We are heading down the same path as Sodom and Gomorrah, as the Roman Empire. These are the kind of activities that were taking place before their destruction. America is on the verge of destruction, and it's parents that are allowing this to happen.
Can I ask you a question? Do you find this to be age appropriate for your children?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little more, I'm not as conservative, but I mean, really, it's not any different than, Disney, they have similar things. Like, it's really not that far from it.
I had sex with my father's boss in my father's office.
Period. Honestly, like, I'm body positive.
Minty fresh.
Do you find this to be age appropriate for children?
Do I find this to be
Yeah.
age appropriate?
Yeah.
For my child, yeah.
Do you mind me asking how old she is?
She's 12.
12.
She knows about sex, and she doesn't see sex.
Yeah. Well, she kind of sees simulated sex in the show.
She goes to school. She sees simulated sex all the time.
And that's a good point. While I disagree with this mom, she's correct. Ever since they introduced sex education into public schools, they've started to see simulated sex and those kinds. They see what the enemy does and what the progressives knew They wanted to destroy the family, because if you destroy the family, you destroy society. And so they started destroying the family with the sexual revolution and by introducing sex education in schools. What it does, it desensitizes children to sex and actually encourages children to have more and more. And so as a result, children started to become more and more promiscuous. Babies started to be born more and more out of wedlocks. And what does that result in? More and more abortions. So the abortion industry started to thrive. More demand and supply for abortion. So how do you get that? You increase the sexual proclivity of children. And that is what has happened. Public schools, they become factories for Planned Parenthood and the abortion industry, as well as the prison industry. We're not talking about that here, but they have become those factories. It's no longer about teaching children how to read and write. It's about sexualizing them and teaching them the difference between positions. It's sad. Very, very sad.
Sex to them too young.
Honestly, because there's like, this is a little bit more forward, but there's innuendo and all that kind of stuff in Disney. I mean, Shrek, I mean, we're talking about, are you compensating for something? There's a lot of things that they don't necessarily get. I mean, it is sexualized, but like, it is what it is. I just think it's the stigma around it that's, which they don't care. I've raised them not to care.
The stigma around what?
Around, different sexualities. It's just, that's not any different than, straight people.
Don't worry that this is like ruining her innocence or anything.
No, she needs to know what's appropriate and know when to say no consent and what's appropriate and what's not, and how will she know that if she doesn't see it in a safe way?
So this show will show her what's appropriate and what's not, you think?
No, not this show, but we will teach her over time. She's fine. She'll be fine.
We must protect our children. Back in the day when I was growing up, if you did something wrong, you would first get in trouble with the adults that saw it, and then you would get in trouble with your parents, because everyone contributed to the nurturing and development of the children. We have to get back to that. When we see things like this going on, we have to step in on behalf of these parents. These parents are abusing their children. I'm sorry, this is abuse. This is child abuse. Taking your child, subjecting them, exposing them to something they're not ready to handle is abuse. And so we have to step in and defend the children at all costs. These children are becoming victims. And we are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. Let's empower the children. Let's protect the children. Let's defend the children.